What's up, children? This is your English teacher, Mr. Andrew, and in today's lesson, I am going to give you an overview of verbs and tenses. Are you ready? Let's go. So, what is a verb? Well, a verb can be one of three things. First of all, a verb can be an action. For example, walk, sleep, and eat. Secondly, a verb can also be a state or feeling or emotion. For example, like, feel, and have. Lastly, a verb can also be an occurrence. For example, shine, become, and happen.
Okay, let's do some exercise. Can you find the verb in the following sentence and tell me what type of verb it is? Number 1. I ran outside. Have you found the verb? Good job. The verb here is run. And have you figured out what verb it is? You're right. It is an action. It is something that I do outside. So it is an action. Let's look at number 2. We swim in the river. Again, what is the verb here? Perfect. It is swim. And what verb is it? You're right again. It is also an action. Now, can you do number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7 on your own? Remember, you have to find the verb and also identify what type of verb it is. Is it an action, a state, or is it an occurrence? You have 1 minute and your time starts now. Time's up. Have you all figured out the answers yet? Good job. Now let's discuss the answers together. Let's look at number 3. Faseha feels heartbroken. Heartbroken means sad. So what is the verb here? The verb here is feels. And what type of verb is it? You're right. It is a state. Now, it is a state because it describes Faseha's feelings or emotions. It is not an action because Faseha is not doing anything. Alright? Now, let's look at number 4. Izani enjoys online learning. What is the verb here? Good. The verb here is enjoys. And do you know what type of verb is enjoys? Right again. It is state. Again, it is state because it describes what Izani thinks and feels about online learning. It is not an action. He's not doing anything. Next, number 5. The sun shines brightly today. The verb here is shines. And what type of verb is it? Good. It is an occurrence. Now, the sun shining is something that happens. It is not doing anything. The sun is not performing any action at all. It simply happens to shine. So it is an occurrence. Now, how about number 6? The children play football every day. The verb here is play. Play is an action because it is something that the children do. Okay? And last of all, the children played football yesterday. The verb here is played. Similar to number 6, played is also an action. Did you manage to get all the answers correct? Good job. Now, I would like to bring your attention to number 6 and number 7 again. Both sentences look pretty similar, except one is play and the other one has the verb played. Now, they both mean the same thing, but their spelling is different and they are in different forms. So the question now is, how many forms can a verb take?
A verb can take 5 forms. It can take the base form, which we label as V1, the past form, which we label as V2, the past participle form, which we label as V3. It can also take the SES form, which we label as VSES, and last but not least, the ING form, which we label as VING. Let's take a look at the example of the verb play. The base form of play is play. In the past form, it is played. In the past participle, it is also played. In the SES form, it is plays. And in the ING form, it is playing. Now let's take a look at another example. Let's consider the verb go. The base form is go. The past form is went. The past participle form is gone. The SES form is goes. And the ING form is going. Now we are clear about the verb forms. But you're probably wondering, why do we need to change the form of the verbs? The answer is simple. You see, a verb will change form according to the tense used. But what is tense? A tense tells us the time when the action happens. So take a good look at the visuals on top again. A verb changes form according to when it happens or the time the action happens. Now, when we are talking about time, we know that we can divide time into 3 periods. One is the now, which we call the present. Something that happens before this is called the past. And something that has not happened yet or something that will happen is called the future. In the same way, tenses can be divided into the past tense, the present tense, and the future tense. And each of them can be further divided into simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. You can see it as some sort of a family tree. The grandfather tense has 3 sons, the past, the present, and the future. Each of the sons got married and have 4 children, each with the same names: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. So altogether, there are 12 sons or 12 tenses which we will learn one by one in our future lessons. So to make it easy for you to remember, I have placed all the 12 tenses in this table. And that's it for our lesson today. See you in our next video.